Saddle up!
Bike patrols or bicycles with our community police officers for several years. So you'll see them riding up and down the roadways in the communities. Most of them have bike racks, so they do have cars. There are certain times and places and opportunities for them to take the bicycles out and patrol, not only just to be seen and have the opportunity to interact with the residents, but we truly do send them into areas where we are seeing an increase in crime. We recently increased the number of bikes that we have in the department within the last several months, and we almost doubled the size of the capability we have with bike patrols. And that was intended to go out not only in the daytime, but also we're going out at night as well. And we're going to areas where we're getting reports of things taking place, and the officers with bicycles can roll into neighborhoods, communities, and parks, business shopping centers, and often can do so without being seen or heard. And it's an effective tool for whether you're responding to a call or just getting out there and being proactive with some type of activity or problem area that's occurring in the city.
I think it's a great tool, a great asset for the city. It encourages and fosters engagement with the community. Our officers get an opportunity to come out of the cars and really get a chance to touch and feel the residents. And when residents touch and feel their officers, then relationships and bonds form, and because we all want a safe community, and when we all work together through those strong relationships and just the community feel, we look out for each other, and we let, those who would think to do harm in the community knows that we are a strong community, and there's a partnership with the residents and our police force. And I think the bike unit is an excellent asset that we can use to be visible in the community so that our officers can interface with our residents.
I'm well aware that they're around. They make themselves very visible, but I'm home during the day. Like they said, most of the people are at work early morning to evening, so they're gone. But we try and make them aware that they're protected while they're at work.
It's nice to have them around, and we see that the crime in the area is decreasing. And it's always good to have them around, make you feel safe. It's nice for them being on a bicycle, because guys running through the gully and through back of homes, cars can't make it there. The presence of them on the bicycle helps a lot in the community, and I think people feel safer.
Patrol officers on the bicycle is quite important for our community, especially for this community. Years ago, we had a lot of problem in our neighborhood, but thanks to Chief Black, we began to clean up our neighborhood, and a great job. Now crime is down.
Crime is down, and it feels safe, I can tell you that. Politicians are realizing that they have to be with the people, us, because we are the ones that put them in office. So I guess they're just they're realizing, maybe they know, but they're doing the actual thing now. So it feels good to see that they're not taking us for granted. Yes, it feels good. I am happy about that.
Local residents saying the Commissioner riding, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
That's a great, fantastic news, and a great idea to have the commissioner around doing the bike patrol. It just shows that you're part of the community, and you're helpful towards improving the community, Miramar, and overall, I think it's a great thing for the community.
I'm just very pleased that Commissioner Messam and his willingness to come out and learn a little bit about our community police officers, what they do, who they are, and to learn about the effectiveness of our bike patrols, which are so good for the community interaction with the officers, and it's an effective tool for us for targeting crime hotspots throughout the city. And for him to take the time to come out, not only just with the officers, but you'll also notice there are a lot of several residents that actually have been joining us, and business owners that we've stopped to speak with. I think everybody I've seen out here today knows the officers. They're no strangers to them. They know them on their first name basis, and that's because our officers are out here and they're patrolling and they're building partnerships and relationships in the community.
For me, this is an event. Having a bike patrol, they've always been in our neighborhood, but to have commissioner, chief, and my backup, what more could I ask for?
Always boast of the fact that we're in the center of everything, and exactly what we are. We are trendsetters, and it is important to have this sort of relationship with our police. And we know that when I am particularly keen on the part that the police plays in our children's life. We are the only city, as far as I know, that has a resource officer in every elementary school in this city. And it speaks well for the future. It also speaks well for the fact that if we can prevent if we can get our children to have the right relationship with themselves and with the police officers, we won't have to be tracing them down later.
It was great to meet him actually in person. This was my first time meeting him. And it's great to have him out with us and, be close with the community and, on the bicycles and, when people are outside, being able to greet them and have conversations with them in a way that we can't really do so in our vehicles. We're able to see things firsthand in a different way also than just being in our cars driving around.
The experience is great because, when you're driving around in a neighborhood in a car, you're in the confines of your automobile. You don't necessarily feel the elements. So as many residents know, I'm an avid jogger and runner, so when I'm running in communities, I get a chance to meet residents. And it's a similar feel when you're on the bike. Because when you're on the bike, you can ride up to a door, ride up to a neighbor who may be gardening or tending to their yard to say hello. And that's one of the great aspects for our police department when they are on their bikes, because they can be riding along the street, our resident can be in their yard, and they can stop by just to say hello, and then they can just get a face with the name, and then they know if they see something, suspicious in the neighborhood, they know who their neighborhood patrollers are, and they can give them a call, and it's just a great opportunity, and it's a great asset, and I'm glad that we have it here in the city.
Like any other piece of equipment that we issue to our officers, a bicycle comes with certain other variables you have to learn how to go out and do your jobs. The officers, as opposed to just getting on a bike and leisure riding or mountain biking, they are wearing a lot of equipment. It makes us more top heavy. And then of course they're actually doing police work and doing providing law enforcement services.
We start with the basics and the fundamentals of learning the bike, and then as far as the different parts of the bike, how to change tires, things like that, and then we go into the basics on how to ride the bike and patrol functions as well. We have an advanced course where we also do shooting and tactical operations on the bike and go out to some trails to do some trail riding.
I think it's a great deal to have our Miramar police officers out here and visible so that the residents and the business owners are able to see them. They're able to see one-on-one as to the area and what's happening in the neighborhood. So I think it's a great deal, and I hope that we continue this and to have many, many more officers on the bicycles.
I've been a part of the community unit and biked in the city for about the last 7 or 8 years, and it does, as previously mentioned, give you a different perspective. You see things at a different level than being in a car, and it's exhilarating, it's fun, and it keeps the job enjoyable after all these years.
Today's been a great learning experience just to walk a day in a life with the officers. They are on the front lines and deal and confront with a lot of issues that happen in our city. And as a commissioner, definitely very appreciative of the service that they give to our community. I just encourage our police department just to continue to look at innovative ways to provide public safety.